Okay.
Hi everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So thank you so much for this opportunity. This is my first time speaking at this event, and it's this event has been so good to me anyway since I've joined this community. So firstly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Oladapo Awoyinka, as said by Bobby. I'm very excited to share my uh, journey using AI in qualitative analysis as well. Um, this idea actually comes from my project that I did in my MSc. Actually, I used the manual, then I kind of refined it with this AI afterwards. So it's just basically between how you explore VR, how VR can improve communication between architect and client. But most importantly today, I will not be discussing about VR. I'll be focusing on how I use AI to analyze my research data in a systematic way.
We've gone quiet. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah, yeah. Give it a minute.
just move to the next slides.
Just saying, if anyone's got questions for Oladapo, you can always add them in the chat. We can read them out at the end.
Mhm.
We tend to keep an informal meetup.
Try hitting the arrow key. Maybe that will work. No?
No,
Space bar.
yeah, still not working as well. Yeah, let me just this.
Then it,
But yeah, that looks okay. What we'll explore
yeah.
today.
We'll be looking at the research problem, why systematic analysis approach, how AI supported each stage of this analysis as well. Then the findings, what I emerged from this research, and lastly, the practical takeaways for UX researchers or UX designers as well. So this is just like a glance of what I did for the VR. So just how the client is exploring the furnitures in the apartment, basically. And um, so going to the problem statement, basically, this is an architect explaining to a client, okay, this is how the plan of your house looks like, and she's like, oh, I don't know what this really means. So how can I? So she's unable to basically just visualize what he's talking about because this client has basically no idea of what it is and all of that. So which I kind of leads me to uh, my process. Like I said earlier, we are not really focusing on the interaction of the VR, we're focusing on the research part. So for this project, I used the double diamond process. And we are focusing on the discover stage as well. Um, but I would like to ask us a question though, and it says, why does US research feel hard right now? If you can actually like put that in the chat, why does any of these options, why does it like US research feel hard right now for you as a person or as a US researcher, as a UX designer? If anyone in the chat, if you can just to make it interactive. No one?
Anyone? You can come off mute as well if you prefer. Access to users, quality of the participant from Eliza.
Okay. Okay, that's thank you so much. So we're going back to apologies for my slide. I don't know what's wrong with my PC today. Um Thematic analysis. So this particular case study is I'm kind of leaning towards academic because it's my MSc project, so I'm kind of leaning towards MS academic and US research as well. So describe thematic analysis as a foundational method for qualitative research, which is designed to identify recurring themes or patterns across device data sources interviews. So for this particular case study, what I used was semi-structured interview as well. So it was basically 10 participants. Because of the time and scope of the project, I limited it to 10 participants. That was 10 architects precisely. And introducing to the next slide, which is the model that I used, I was introducing this particular um, research process. Uh, Two models, the traditional model and the systematic model. So the traditional model, I don't know if any of us is aware about this or this might look familiar whatsoever. I don't know if it looks familiar, we can just, thumbs up in the chat or something if any of this looks familiar. Oh, okay. Thank you, Katie. So what I used was, thank you. So what I used was six steps of systematic thematic analysis by nine. So nine, this auto 9 2025, this guy here, right here. But as well, I won't be looking at the 6 steps. I will just be looking at the first 4 steps, which was relevant to my case study. That's the first one is the familiarization and quotation selection, then the keyword selection. The 6R is like a framework, is a built-in framework, which I'm going to be exploring further in the slides. Then the next one is the coding. We also use the 6Rs as well, also a framework. Then the team development, which is the 4Rs, which is another framework as well, a built-in framework using this particular model. So we go into the main thing, which is the systematic thematic analysis plus ChatGPT, which is the AI that I use for this particular study, as used by 9/2025, the previous author that I mentioned earlier on. So for this first step is familiarization or getting our ChatGPT to know that, oh, ChatGPT, this is background information of my particular study. This is background information about this is my research question. Um, this is the methodology I'm trying to use, and this is the 6 steps. This is the model I want to adopt. So it's more like telling ChatGPT, giving it information so that at the end of the day, it doesn't just kind of just pick information from there and or we just give him data and just analyze and just start formulating what that's not relevant and not related to our research. So familiarization, getting ChatGPT to get familiar with your background information of the study or your research that you want him to do for you, which is this step one. And also the step two as the selection of keywords, the selection of keywords. So the 6Rs for the keywords is the 6R, the framework within this particular model. It's more like telling ChatGPT that if you look at this right side here, right here, this is like the prompt that I use in telling ChatGPT, okay, ChatGPT, this is what I want you to do for me using this particular framework, because this framework is like a criteria for ChatGPT that I don't want anything outside this criteria. So then the step 3 was the coding. So the coding is the systematic process of labeling related data into different segments with short phrasal words. So the coding is also, if you look at this right-hand side as well, is the prompts that I use as well. So for each of these steps, the author has kind of given us a particular prompt to use and not just any other prompt. So ChatGPT doesn't, give us what it's not supposed to give us, because at the end of the day, we own the final call. The ChatGPT is like an AI assistant, basically. So using this particular prompt, after my select familiarization with step one, with step two, and then came to step three, which is the coding. Then this was the result that ChatGPT gave me, which is spatial understanding, layer clarity. After familiarizing ChatGPT with your transcript, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Sorry, your transcripts, your involves thousands of data, and what you could have done manually using the traditional method, looking at pages by pages, ChatGPT is giving you just within few minutes. So then moving to the step four, which is the theme development, which is the final step that I did when I was doing my research analysis and synthesis. So this is like the prompts that I use as well. So for each of this, you can see the themes, and I couldn't like do a screenshot of all the themes. It's quite much. So the themes is giving me enhanced spatial understanding, which is relevant to my research question, which is really like the most important thing. Um, and it's giving me it's giving me the codes that under each of these themes. So each of these prompt has what they do, and also they give like a meaningful result that is relevant to your research questions. There are built-in framework that's needed to be followed as well, like criteria that you're giving ChatGPT, not just bringing on your transcript and putting on your data in ChatGPT and telling ChatGPT to just analyze and find the key patterns for you. So this is more like a structural, systematic approach. And for this, I would say the takeaways would be that this research was also limited to ChatGPT. I think I've actually come across an author that actually used Gemini for thematic analysis as well. So I think I'm sure there might be other researchers that must have used other LLM as well. So it's not limited to ChatGPT alone. It could be Gen, it could be Copilot, it could be Cloud and all of that. Then for personal research, we can always try this, maybe one interview transcript, just try this and see, okay, whether really and compare manually. When you do it manually and compare with it and see what gives you, and which brings me to validating your findings of what AI output is giving you compared to or against your data. And as well, you're staying in control. You're the researcher. AI is just the assistant. So there's a source. This link is just a source of where the papers that I use in doing this case study, the model and everything is there in case just anyone is interested in exploring more of it. So thank you so much.
At the end, can we have a virtual round of applause? Oh, look at that.
Thank you.
There we go. Have we got any questions? Either come off mute or I can go into chat and see what people said. I'll give people a minute to think about questions by asking my own one. That's awesome. So what kind of document did you feed into ChatGPT?